Guys, how's it going? I hope that someday, my voice will be less hoarse, but I can't guarantee anything. I wanted to come live on the show today, and I wanted to talk, about the Giants' performance yesterday and just give my thoughts on what the Giants I think should do if I was the owner. And again, what I do and what I say a lot of the times is dead wrong, but I try to have creative opinions and think, so. I want to give credit to the Jacksonville Jaguars. I had them going 4-12. They're looking like they're going to be better than that. Tom Brady yesterday was not very good. There was no protection. And Blake Bortles, is hitting all these throws, and his receivers are making big plays, and he's playing really well. He's one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL right now. So I was wrong on Blake Bortles thus far. I mean, I still believe Blake's going to come back to the pack, kind of like Fitzpatrick. But let's talk about the Giants. I thought this Giants team would be better. I thought Eli had more years in him. I supported the move of Saquon Barkley. I didn't like Sam Darnold. I didn't really like Josh Rosen. I didn't think his personality would hold up over time. I thought he'd get himself into trouble. And I didn't mean like the trouble of like a Jameis Winston, but I thought that Rosen would alienate the coaching staff. So I was fine with not drafting him. Yet when you draft a franchise quarterback, it's a big decision. You want it to be a perfect player. I did have faith in Webb. I wanted Webb to be the heir apparent. The Giants disagreed with that move. Maybe Webb just isn't that good. But you want to be able to hit on a quarterback prospect when you like a quarterback. And I wasn't in love with any of the quarterback prospects this year. I'm not in love with Sam Darnold, so I don't regret the Giants not selecting Sam Darnold at all because I'm not a Sam Darnold fan. Maybe Darnold will end up being good, but the guy just can't throw, 35-yard throws down the field. He's not Mahomes. He's not a magical player. He's an okay kind of game manager, tough kind of kid. He's okay. He has the potential to be pretty good. Even Josh Rosen's better than Sam Darnold, But for next year, Drew Lock is really going to be that guy that is a franchise-changing quarterback. So the Giants, if they're in the top 10, they can move down and take Drew Lock like you do it, Ever since he played at West Virginia his sophomore year, the guy has the strongest arm that I've ever seen in college football. He's mobile. He's a great leader. So that's a guy that'd be fun to roll with, and he can also throw the ball down the field. Now you have Odell Beckham, you paid him a boatload of cash, but it's time to fix the offensive line. It's time to get the right side of the line fixed. It's time to get some depth, at the center position. It's time to move Solder, or it's time to keep Solder at tackle, but get other tackles as well. And it's time to invest into that offensive line. So, with the draft, you need to look at guards. You need to go guard heavy, interior lineman heavy, and be able to run the football along the edge. Then you need to be able to run up-tempo offense, and you need to take deep shots. You need to attempt deep shots. You need to have a vertical passing game. You look at what Dirk Cutter's doing in Tampa Bay, and Tampa Bay has a vertical passing game. You look at what Mike Kafka and Andy Reid do in Kansas City, it's a vertical passing game. So the next head coach of the Giants, it would be fun if it was Lincoln Riley. It'd be fun if it was Graham Harrell, who's coaching at North Texas. He played quarterback at Texas Tech. He's been around Aaron Rodgers. Graham Harrell's like another Doug Peterson. He played with, Aaron Rodgers. He played in the Green Bay system. He's coached at college. He's been in the NFL as a backup quarterback. He's been successful wherever he's been. Graham Harrell would be a great selection. And then Sonny Cumbie, TCU's offensive coordinator too. These are just some of the names that I'd love to see the Giants go roll with. But Eli Manning's done. It's time to put in Kyle Lauletta at quarterback. After the Giants go 0-3, while the season's still left, it's time to put in Lauletta. Lauletta's mobile. Lauletta can be like a Prescott. He can, He can move around. He can make a couple throws. He can get the ball out of his hands quickly. The Giants have a better chance to win with him at quarterback than Eli. Eli's a walking dead man out there. He's just physically, he just can't move at all. His arm is just, he can't throw the ball very far. And even a 5-year-old could tell that the guy throwing the ball right now, Eli, is just way too old. And, people are going to continue to say to me, like, why did this team draft Saquon Barkley? And I'm going to keep repeating it's because I didn't like any of the players in the draft that were quarterbacks. Josh Allen, to me, was too scary. I did believe in Eli Manning, so I believed Eli would be a little bit better than this. I believed that he had 1 to 2 more years left in him. But, I was wrong on that. I gave Eli too much credit, and I'll admit I'm wrong. And it's time to pull the plug on Eli while the season's still alive. It's time to put Lauletta in the game, whether it's halftime of Houston or not, to just jumpstart this offense. I truly believe that because Kyle can get the ball out of his hands. He's a fast runner, and it'll be okay. I don't really want to roll with Lauletta, even if he wins a ton of games as a franchise guy. I'd want Drew Lock or Tua, because Lauletta doesn't throw the ball down the field that much. That's why I don't like Shurmur's offense. It's too dink and dunk. It's too ball control heavy. And maybe the Giants will win games and I'll sit back and watch them win. But, I saw that Minnesota offense against the Saints. I saw that Minnesota offense against the Eagles. Pat Shurmur sucked in that Eagles game, I'll tell you. He had no game plan. Case Keenum was freaking horrible. Case is better in Denver than he ever was in Minnesota already. Case Keenum, all he did was protect the football, protect the ball. Who'd Minnesota even play last year? Pat Shurmur's had one good year in the damn NFL. So he's an okay football coach. We gave the experiment. He's a classier guy than Ben McAdoo. He's not Ben McAdoo. But now we're seeing that Shurmur's a really mediocre head coach. And, if you have a mediocre guy in there, go out and get a better guy. Go get a guy with a high upside, a young guy with some innovation. And then you give that guy like 2 years of rope. But Pat Shurmur, we've seen Pat Shurmur before. Like, that's why he shouldn't get that long of a leash, because it's not like Pat's going to reinvent himself. It's not like you're grooming a young kid. And listen, it's also, if you're going to keep Shurmur around, you want to see Pat Shurmur actually have some upside. You want the end of the year, you want the offense to be firing so that you go in the next year with a spark, and then you're like, wow, Shurmur's really growing into this thing. But what exactly is Shurmur bringing to the table? What exactly is the upside? What exactly is fun? This isn't like Scott Frost in Nebraska, where Scott Frost's team is getting 6 sacks a game and the starting quarterback's hurt and he's off to an 0-2 start, losing to Troy. It's not like Dan Mullen at Florida, where things are just getting started and Mullen and Scott Frost have been rock stars and it's a rock star hire. Pat Shurmur at Cleveland was terrible. Went to Chip Kelly, wasn't even that good there. And now he's in Minnesota, and he inherited a great team with a good defense, and he guided them okay to a decent year. To a year that should have honestly ended when the Saints beat Pat Shurmur's offense in the second half. Except for a lucky miracle play. So Shurmur should have been one and done in the playoffs. He likes these quarterbacks that don't take chances. If you're playing Lauletta, if you're playing Case Keenum, defenses are not afraid of those guys. They're afraid of Mahomes. They're afraid of Drew Lock. They're afraid of guys like a Josh Rosen, honestly. I know that I rag on Rosen. If Rosen had a more stable personality, I would have fought it, about the trade or whatever. But every coach he's had has a mixed review on the kid. It scares you too much. Too scary. So let's go with Lock. Let's go with Tua. If not Lock or Tua, get Daniel Jones. He's a Cutcliffe guy, He's a little quiet. We'll get into his personality a little more. Herbert's arm is not that good enough for me. He's a little bit like Trubisky. Herbert has a good personality. That would be okay. Will Grier does not have a good arm, so I'll tell you immediately. I want Lock. I want Jones. Then maybe we'll go Herbert after that. So those are the quarterback rankings for next year's draft. And, listen, it's a little sad, but, fact is that there's good times ahead. If I was the owner, It's just teams just dry. I want Mel Tucker to come in from Georgia. I want to go into the college pool, and I want to take college innovators, and I want to put young college guys in command. I pay Lincoln Riley. I pay a mansion for Lincoln Riley. I pay him $12 million a year. I take all that money out of the billionaire's account, and I pay Lincoln Riley $12 million to leave Norman and go to New York. I would pay Sonny Cumbie and Graham Harrell big time money. Tired of these I don't want like these other NFL guys. Like, I don't want a Bob Cooter. Like, I don't want NFL retreads. Like, screw that. I want like college coaches. I want a young guy with an innovative offensive scheme. It's going to run up tempo. It's going to take shots that you're going to hit 70-yard bombs on, and you're going to at least throw picks and have fun and throw the ball freaking down the field recklessly. I want a reckless offense. All I've been watching is dump-offs, and then Eli hasn't been turning it over. Who gives a flying F about turnovers? Turn the damn ball over. Throw the ball deep. Please, recklessly turn the freaking ball over. Give us something exciting to watch. I mean, this Giants offense, these fans have been put up with the worst offensive football ever. And, these linemen need to be taught better about twists and turns. And Pat Shurmur said at the press conference, like, it's not like they're doing anything spectacular, like they're doing stunts. But the Shurmur, it's like he never saw stunts before, and you can't just undermine what Dallas did. I mean, Dallas embarrassed you. What's his name? The defensive coordinator of the Dallas Cowboys, Rod Marinelli, embarrassed Pat Shurmur. He dominated Shurmur in a way that I've almost never seen a team dominate before. Like, the Cowboys just absolutely just stole the Giants' will, and I thought it would be the other way around. But the Giants are dead. I mean, that was the end of the Giants. And that's what's going to happen is Lauletta should play, next week. He should start the Saints game. Eli could go to another team. He could retire. I hope to see his ceremony in Canton. Had a great time watching him throughout the years. It was great. We got to get the emotion out of it. And we got to be a little bit more impulsive as a franchise, a little bit more ruthless. Maybe not ruthless, but we got to be firm. And it is what it is, man. I mean, it's sad. It's sad. I've been going on emotion too much, I mean, you don't have to, it's weird. I mean, I thought the Davis Webb thing was impulsive, but hey, I just like rambling about my damn team. I've been looking at guys to come in and replace the head coach, and I've been looking at Mike Kafka. I've been looking at Graham Harrell, Sonny Cumbie. Teams that run fun offenses, maybe Ryan Day. I mean, but you gotta have a great presence, And Graham Harrell, to me, I'd want Graham Harrell and Mel Tucker as the two guys, but they're college guys, so I doubt the Maras will have the innovation, or I doubt the Maras will do anything. And maybe I'm just in left field. I probably am out of my damn mind. So I guess the Maras know better than me. They're going to always probably make more money and be more successful. But hey, whatever. You guys listen to my opinions. I hope you guys found it entertaining. I hope you guys, enjoy commenting on the subject. And that's it. 14 minutes gone by on the New York Giants. So there it is.